Hello everybody, this is Jack Dennis and welcome to our fly fishing and tying channel. I hope you're all having a good start to the new year and out tying a lot of flies. We started a couple of weeks ago with our Jack Dennis and Friends fly tying session. Our first one was with Dave Allison, and I'm going to be showing you some from the past. One of the things I've been involved with my fly tying career is setting up fly tying theaters and been involved with the many conclaves that fly fishing groups and clubs have over the country. And they really highlight tyers that you may not have ever met. And one of the best ones is one in Idaho, both the Western Idaho Expo and the Eastern Idaho Expo, which is in Idaho Falls. They've been doing these fly tying get-togethers for a long time. We're talking over 30 years. So I want to do some highlights from some that I filmed in 2009 and 2010. And you'll get a chance to meet some names you know, and maybe some names you didn't know. And one of the nice things about tying at these expos is all the excitement and sounds of people going around telling lots and lots of fly fishing stories. Most of them may be exaggerated. But one of the nice things about the theater is you get a chance to listen to the tyers talk about their experiences and answer questions. I think you're going to enjoy them. We're going to start this week with several. We'll try to give you the most information. And I know some of you are going to say, wow, you know, I don't know about the materials. Well, these are really uncut. So, you know, you do your best on figuring it out. But I think you're going to enjoy the interaction with the crowd and with the tyers. And really uncut and I think extremely fun. Let's get going. Our first tyer from the Eastern Idaho Fly Tying Expo is Todd Landing, and you're going to enjoy Todd. This was done a number of years ago when he was at the South Fork Lodge working with Mike Lawson, and eventually ended up at Henry's Fork Anglers, again working with Mike Lawson, a very talented tyer and guide, and kind of the one of the authorities that you can find around the Henry's Fork Lodge. As Mike has gone into retirement this year, you will see, of course, Todd there, and he is a very accomplished fisherman and authority. So we're going to take it away a number of years. This is from 2009, and of course it's 2023 here. And we'll move up and hopefully we'll hear a lot more from Todd. You might find a lot of his work if you go to the Henry's Fork Anglers website, and they have a whole bunch of videos on their area and a lot of Todd talking about the Henry's Fork fishing. So enjoy Todd Landing.
Okay, we're going to do another fly now. This is more along the lines of a pheasant tail, but we're going to tie this thing so it looks like it's emerging. And the key with that is, like I was saying earlier, putting some sparkle. We want to try to imitate that body getting filled up with that gas that they let go of when they're getting to the surface. Of course, not all flies emerge that way, but most of the mayflies in our area, that's how they emerge. Okay, we're going to go with that 200R again, and tie this. I would probably have this in a variety of different sizes. Probably the biggest, if you're wanting to do maybe imitate a green drake, maybe I'd go to a size 12 up to 22s. Honestly, I don't mess around a lot with size 22 because if they aren't going to take a 20, then go home and try it another day, right? Okay, so we're going to basically just start out here with we're going to stick with being with your flies being real sparse. So we're going to start out with, we're going to tie in a little piece of wire again. Just tie that in right along the top. And just for the durability, we'll go back again. Just if you use a small thread, you're not going to don't worry about too much bulk. Now we'll just tie in a few, we're just going to tie in a tail now. You can use 2 or 3 strands, it really doesn't matter for the tail. And like I said, tie them in long so you can hang on to your material, and then you can let it go and then just kind of eyeball it to what size you want that tail to be. And generally, a rule of thumb is I don't generally go longer than the shank of the hook. As a matter of fact, I generally do about half or even a quarter of the length of the shank of your hook. Tie those in, and we're going to come back. And we're going to just take one strand of pheasant here, which is kind of a pain to tie with just one strand of pheasant. And honestly, you could probably just make a thread body again if you wanted to, but I like the looks of the tied in tip first. Make sure you get it good and secure in there, because there's nothing more irritating than having that come loose on you. Now we're just going to take that one strand of pheasant and we're just going to wrap it around carefully. And that's what we're using the wire for too. Is if you didn't put the wire through this one strand of pheasant tail, this thing would shred right off the bat. So the wire adds to the color, and it also adds to the durability of your fly. You go 2 or 3 strands of pheasant tail, then what you end up with is a body that's just way too bulky. I don't know if you can see that, but that one little strand of pheasant tail right there is just about all you need. We're going to take our fine wire again. We're just going to wrap it right up through, just like we did with that first pattern. And you don't necessarily have to use copper colored wire or amber colored wire. If you wanted to, try if silver probably would work, or any of those colors. The key is just to get in the real small fine wire. So basically what we've done right here is just tied a pheasant tail. Now we're going to try to mimic that body, that nymphal shuck filling up with air. Now with this pattern too, don't be afraid to tie it with a bead head either. Going pretty sparse again. And this color, it's a cream color, but I think you could experiment with some different colors. I've actually done it with red before and had some pretty good luck, and there's a lot of different colors obviously that you could play with. I like doing this cream color though, because it looks pretty natural. And once again, make it buggy looking. And you can see just from the screen, if you turn this thing a little bit, or you can see how that stuff really catches the light. Even in the low light conditions, it's going to catch some light. You end up with that. You see all that stuff coming off the end of the hook. Just push it back. and tie it in. Trim a little bit of that off, I'm going to anyway. Go ahead and, with this head too, go ahead and make it dark. Make it so that head kind of, you can really see the silhouette of that head. These are real simple patterns, and I think just about anybody could tie them, but they're really successful patterns. Just remember that the key with it is to keep it sparse. But you see how can you see how the light reflects off of that stuff? That's going to imitate that shuck filling up with air, with gas. It really has a shine to it. You know, for some reason I got out of the habit of using head cement, but it's a great idea. I just don't have any with me. I don't think it's going to change